The Jackson County Probate Court, an overview. Hi, I'm Darren Findling of the Probate Pro, and I'm going to explain the ins and outs of the Jackson County Probate Court. Let's get right at it. The Jackson County Probate Court is located at 312 South Jackson Street in Jackson, Michigan. It's a really easy building to find as reflected on this map, and the building itself is very prominent. It's one of the large buildings in the area, and it contains other county municipal buildings. There's plenty of parking around the building, and when you go to any county courthouse, we suggest that you get there well in advance. It gives you a chance to park, get into the building, go through security, find your courtroom, and just take a deep breath. We recognize that going to a courthouse, especially a probate court, can be really an emotional experience, so give yourself plenty of time. The building itself is a secured building, which means that as you enter into the building, you're going to be required to go through security. Now imagine parking your car, getting there, getting in, and only to find that you have forgotten something sharp in your pocket or your purse. So be prepared before you go in, recognizing that you're going into a secured building. The Jackson County Probate Court, of course, handles probate and trust matters. To understand what brings you to that court is to understand the difference between jurisdiction and venue. Jurisdiction applies to the subject matter. So for example, if you're involved in a bankruptcy issue, you'd go to the bankruptcy court. If you're involved with a divorce, you'd go to the family division of the circuit court. And when there's a deceased probate estate, you go to probate court. Now, why Jackson County? That's dictated by venue. If the individual was domiciled in Jackson County before death, you'd go to the Jackson County Probate Court. If they lived outside of the state of Michigan but had assets in Michigan, in Jackson County, you'd open also in Jackson County. Most trusts are administered outside of probate court involvement, but some trusts require court supervision. Those trusts may have written into the trust that the court is going to supervise it, or there may be a dispute about the creation or formation of that trust, or maybe how the trustee is managing the trust, or how the trust should be interpreted for the benefit of the beneficiary. These are some examples upon which the probate court would take jurisdiction. Guardianships are also the subject matter of the probate court. The well-being and care of an individual who is deemed legally incapacitated. Venue is dictated by the residency of that individual. So if they were a resident of Jackson County, you'd file in the Jackson County Probate Court. Conservatorship relates to the financial assets of that individual. Again, residency dictates where you file. The Jackson County Probate Court is really fortunate on behalf of its community to have a very experienced judge serving on behalf of the county. Judge Diane M. Rapley is the judge of the probate court handling the probate docket. For many matters involving probate, you have to drive to the courthouse and go inside. But there are many matters upon which you can handle from the comfort of your home in front of your computer. The Jackson County Probate Court has a really extensive, involved website that allows you to access things like court forms to be able to prepare for filing with the probate court, processes around guardianship, deceased estates, conservatorships, filing fees, as well as a case access system. Here I'm reflecting you go to MI for Michigan, jackson.org, and go to the county court case search. I've highlighted in red. You fill out the last name and first name. It's pretty easy. You hit the display button, which allows for the search to begin, and up pops the various cases. I used John Smith here, and the DE file represents a deceased probate estate. In this case, you could click on that little blue hyperlink, and it would provide you additional case information of the various filings that occurred within that case. It's really helpful and handy to be able to understand when things were filed without having to go to the court and leaf through that file to be able to identify things that may have been filed or lacking within any probate file. Also, with filing fees, The most common filing fees that people are questioning relate to the establishment of a guardianship, conservatorship, deceased estate. All of those filing fees are $175. For a guardianship of a developmentally disabled person, there is no filing fee. That filing fee, though, doesn't tell the full story. So, for example, with a deceased probate estate, when you make that filing fee of $175, there also will be most likely a filing fee for publication in the legal news, a filing fee for the letters of authority, and a filing fee for the gross inventory fee, which can be quite large depending on the assets that are within the estate as reflected on the inventory. The Jackson County Probate Court is really a busy court system, and the court systems are simply a reflection of the population upon which that county court sits. Each year, the state of Michigan does a caseload summary that identifies how many files are within the court system. In 2019, there were 325 new deceased estates, 175 adult guardianships, and 98 minor guardianships. If you look at the lower section of this caseload summary report, you'll see that at the end of the year, 556 deceased estates and trusts continued within the court's jurisdiction, and 361 adult guardianships. So just to give you a sense here that the court is busy. So when you go to court, recognize that your file is one of many files that are being administered under the jurisdiction of the Jackson County Probate Court. At the Probate Pro, we're passionate about probate and trust matters. If you have a question about the Jackson County Probate Court or any probate and or trust matter, give us a call, 833-PROBATE, or visit us at theprobatepro.com.